Hi, everyone, and welcome to Resistance to Letting Go of Treats. My name is Karen Donaldson, and I am from Excel Weight Loss Solutions. You can find me and my free webinar on how to stop cravings and emotional eating at excelweightloss.com. excelweightloss.com. I am a registered dietitian and a certified EFT weight loss coach and an emotion code certified practitioner. And today we are working on the topic of what is a treat? We're not actually going to tap on a particular food, but we're going to be tapping on the foods that we call treats. Like, where did that come from? Why do we see them as treats? And is there a way we can shift the energy around so that these treats, this treat energy is not as strong, and we see them for what they really are, and then we can let some of those foods go. It's going to be very exciting. Excuse me. So take a moment to reflect, excuse me, and write down in your notebook or journal, what does a treat mean for you as a food? Like, ooh, I get a treat, or I just love treats. Chocolate is my favorite treat. We're not supposed to have treats, or treats are my reward. Anything and everything that you want to write down about what a treat means for you with respect to foods or beverages. I treat myself to this. This is a treat. This isn't a treat. And how long have you been using food as a treat? Were they used when you were growing up as a little kid? So, for example, as little kiddos, sometimes we got a treat for going to the potty, for learning how to do something. Maybe you got a sucker after doing something good. Like the dentist, I've noticed that some dentists and healthcare providers give out suckers as treats after a child goes through a health appointment. Parents, teachers, society, we've been trained this way for a really long time. So as you're thinking about this, you might be saying to yourself, gosh, this is pretty powerful for me. Everything is a treat. This has been going on since the day I was born. And it's quite possible that it has been. So on a scale of 0 to 10, how strong is this belief that these foods are a treat? For many of my clients, it's a 10 out of a 10 when we start this process. So like Kathy in a recent class, for example, always had desserts and dessert foods growing up as a child, whether it was cookies or baking or ice cream in the summer was a real treat, maybe cookies and tea in the afternoon, Friday nights, or another client mentioned that anything chocolate is a treat. M&Ms, any chocolate bars, any candy bars. And it was also a form of love and affection. So it became tied to those emotions as well as a treat. Or another client who said she used food treats as a reward for doing something good or accomplishing something. Or if she had a bad day or needed a pick-me-up, she would get a pizza or some other treat food to make her feel better. So make a note of that number for you now. How strong or true is it for you that you see foods like that, kind of the junkier foods, as treats? And don't feel bad if you see them very strongly as treats. Excuse me, that's what's the most common. But in this particular tapping session, we are going to work on any resistance that you might have to not having these foods as treats. And there can actually be a lot of energy around this. There can also be a lot of resistance around this. You've likely been using these foods for many, many years, and they are quite familiar and also quite comfortable. So pause for a moment and tune into your body. And what is it telling you? On a scale of 0 to 10, when you think about these foods as treats and think about letting them go, how high is your resistance? And go ahead and write that number down. And you can also write down if any other emotions showed up, such as fear or panic, or if you felt stress or tension someplace in your body, maybe your neck or shoulders, or some queasiness in your gut, any sensations in your chest, anywhere in your body, write that down as well. And we're going to work on it right now. So let's go ahead and get started on our tapping. Of course, taking full responsibility for your own health and well-being. And we're going to start tapping on the side of your hand. Even though I'm feeling a resistance, a lot of resistance about letting go of using these foods and beverages as treats, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I'm not even sure I want to do this, I feel a bit of fear about this. I am open to tapping on this, and I love and accept myself. Even though I can feel some panic in my body or some stress or tension, I am open to tapping on this, and I love and accept myself anyway. Good. Now we're just going to tap through all of the tapping points and repeat after me, whatever you feel comfortable saying. Of course, if there's something that you don't feel comfortable saying, then don't say that. All of this resistance, all of this fear, this panic, this stress and tension, I've been using these foods or beverages as a treat. How can I possibly let them go? I don't even know if I don't want to have these foods. I really like them. They have been with me as treats for as long as I can remember. I'm feeling pretty resistant to even thinking about letting these foods go. Why am I even doing this? There is a part of me that knows I don't want to keep on doing this, to have these treats, and that these treats are really not great for my health or great for my weight. There's so much fear and resistance and even some panic about not having these treats. So I'm just tapping on that for right now. That's all. I'm honoring what I'm feeling. I am letting my body and my mind know that I am listening. Okay, so we're having a little conversation with our mind and with our body. I hear you. I'm listening. I understand this can be scary. This is scary. I can see why you would have some resistance, being very kind to our bodies. And I want you to know that I hear you. I'm listening. And I promise we will work on this together. And I promise to keep you safe. All this fear, all this resistance, all this panic. I've always used these foods and beverages as treats. So I'm really starting to understand how deep this runs. This is what we learned from the very beginning, from very early on. So many messages about treats from parents, teachers, the media, family, friends, even the food companies. Snickers really satisfies you, or all of those messages in the dark chocolates. All of the messages that have been telling us that these foods are treats. So why on earth would I want to give them up? Okay, so now your subconscious mind may be going, yes, yes, you're right. These are my treats. I don't want to give them up. Why are we tapping? What are we doing here? I'm really not sure that I want to let these go. I've always used these treats. They've always been around when I had a hard day or as a reward. So just honoring that that's going on and your subconscious mind may be still having a bit of resistance. Let's just keep on tapping. Wow, there is so much energy around these foods as treats. And it's always been something sweet like chocolate or candy or baked goods or cookies or cakes. Or maybe it's been something salty and crunchy like popcorn or chips or crackers. Sometimes it's pizza or bread or pasta. This is how I've always treated myself. I don't even know if I can live without these treats. But right now, I'm just honoring all this energy. And I'm starting to see why this is so powerful. And I'm letting myself work through this and bring down the intensity with some tapping. Just letting the intensity decrease, bringing down the fear, the panic, the tension, just letting that go. Just letting it go. Good. Now pause for a moment and check in with yourself. How are you feeling? How is your body feeling? Is there less stress or tension? Has the panic or the fear come down? Has the resistance come down? And then be sure to make a note of that. Look at your numbers. There still might be some fear or panic or resistance, so we're going to tap on that a little bit more. But you may notice that some of that is starting to go away now. And that's a great sign. But if it's not, that's okay. Just means we're going to do a little bit more tapping. And the first thing we're going to do some more tapping on is the resistance. So back to our tapping. Even though I have this, so we're going to go to the side of the hand, even though I have this remaining resistance, and it's a blank on a scale of 0 to 10, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I have this remaining resistance, and it's a blank, I love and accept myself. Even though I have this remaining resistance, and it's a blank on a scale of 0 to 10, I still love and accept myself. This remaining resistance, I'm just letting it go. Right now, I am sending calming signals to my amygdala, the emotion center of my brain. And I'm letting it know that I'm okay. And I'm just tapping away this remaining resistance. Just letting it go. Good, now pause for a moment and check in again just on the resistance part. Notice where your number is there. Hopefully that's come down a little bit more. Now we're going to do the same process for the fear and also for the panic. Even though I have this remaining fear, and it's a blank on a scale of 0 to 10, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I have this remaining fear, and it's a blank, I love and accept myself. Even though I have this remaining fear, and it's a blank, I'm choosing to love and accept myself anyway, even with this fear. This remaining fear. This fear that I still feel a little bit in my body. This remaining fear. I'm choosing to just tap on this and release it. This is just energy. And I'm so glad I can release this fear. This remaining fear, I'm just letting this go. Good. Now pause for another moment again and just notice where that fear is. Hopefully it's come down from where it was before. Note the new number for yourself so you can see that you've made some progress. And now let's go ahead and do that for the remaining panic. It's a pretty big deal. Even though I have some remaining panic, and it's a blank on a scale of 0 to 10, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I have a little bit of panic left, I love and accept myself. Even though I have just a little bit of panic left, or maybe it's a little bit more than a little bit, I'm okay to let this go, and I accept myself anyway. This remaining panic, this energy of panic in my body, I'm okay. I'm choosing to release that now. I'm letting it go. Good. Now, of course, if you're still feeling some panic or fear or resistance, you can just do some more tapping on that, not on the actual food itself, just on those emotions. But you might notice that your body is feeling better and that the physical sensations have decreased. The panic is gone down, the fear is, and maybe even the resistance. Notice where all of those numbers are. And celebrate the success that you had. Know that just by doing some tapping on those emotions, about even thinking about letting go of these foods, these treat foods, you've made a huge stride, a huge step forward in actually releasing the desire for those foods, which is pretty darn important, right? So check in again, notice what's going on with your body. Take a moment to really let that register that you have decreased these emotions, that you've let go of some of that resistance, and that things are going to be okay. And then again, celebrate. This is awesome that you've taken this step. Now, this is just the first step. This is the first video in this particular series about foods as treats. And we're actually going to do more videos. I'm going to do more videos and guide you through some more tapping and some mindset work on this. We're going to do tapping on our junky foods really a treat for our bodies. And we're also going to do tapping on if this is a treat, why does my body feel so yucky? And finally, we're going to work on getting into the right mindset so that we can create the mindset that we want to have so that we see healthier foods as a treat. So of course, I hope that you will join me for those videos as well. They'll be here on the EFT Universe Tapping app. They'll be on my website at excelweightloss.com and on YouTube. And if you want to learn more about how to let go of all of the emotions and the beliefs, the sabotaging beliefs that are keeping you stuck, and also how to do the mindset work to create what you really desire instead of what you don't desire, then I'd love to invite you to watch my free webinar and schedule a free complimentary session. And you can go to my website to do that. Go to Excel Weight Loss, EXCELWEIGHTLOSS.com/stop emotional eating. There's a hyphen between the words, stop-emotional-eating. Again, you can watch my free webinar to learn more and schedule a complimentary session with me. For now, thank you so very much for joining me. I hope this was truly helpful, and I will see you next time. Hi, everyone. This is Karen Donaldson from Excel Weight Loss Solutions. Today, we are working on, are junky foods really a treat? Good question. You can find more about me and watch my free webinar on my website at excelweightloss.com, EXCEL, weightloss.com. I am a registered dietitian and an EFT certified weight loss coach and an emotion code certified practitioner. And today we are working on a really great topic of, are junky foods really a treat? Now, this is part of a series. The first one in the series, we identified how strongly we associate junk foods as being treats, and we tapped on resistance to letting those go, to letting the resistance go. So if you haven't had a chance to watch that, you can catch that on this app or on my YouTube station or on my website at excelweightloss.com. Today, we are going to tap on, are these junky foods really a treat for my body? Good question. So on a scale of 0 to 10, write down how true is that for you? With 10 being, yeah, I do see these foods as treats. I don't really want to see them as treats, but I do see them as treats. And don't worry, we're going to fix that. We're going to tap on it. And we're also going to tap about our feelings. We're going to honor our feelings instead of stuffing them down. And we're going to make sure that we're being heard, that we're listening to our bodies, listening to our minds, and treat ourselves with a lot of respect as we work through this. So get your number in mind. Are junky foods really a treat for my body? Or maybe you already know logically that they're not a treat for your body, but you feel like these foods are a treat for you on a scale of 0 to 10. So, of course, taking full responsibility for yourself, let's go ahead and get started with our tapping. Even though I do see these junky treats as treats for my body, and I love them, I'm open to healing this now. Even though I do see these junky foods as treats, I do. I'm open to changing my beliefs now. Even though logically I know these junky foods are not treats, but it feels like they're treats, and I use them as treats. I love and accept myself anyway. Good, now tapping through the points, all these foods that I call treats, all these foods, all these beverages, cookies are a treat, pizza's a treat, wine is a treat, soda is a treat, cookies, candies, popcorn, crackers, everything's a treat. And it's not by accident that this has happened. They've been labeled this way for a really long time by our parents, teachers, caregivers, the food companies. So just keep tapping, and we're going to talk about these foods, not in a way to demonize them, because I'm really not about demonizing food and making them good or bad. And not from the standpoint of you should never, ever have these foods. We're not into that should or shouldn't game. But what we're going to do is to take a look at what is really in these treats. What are they really made of? We're just going to tap while we're doing this. We're going to take a practical scientific look at this. So if we think about it, for cookies, for example, we'll just pick on cookies for a moment. Cookies are made up of refined sugar, refined flour, maybe some fats, probably not the best ones, some processed ones. Maybe we add some chocolate chips or some more sugar or some frosting. And maybe there's some artificial colors or sweeteners. And the same thing with other treats like chips or processed foods that have really been made up of usually refined sugars, refined flours, junky fats, artificial colors, preservatives, artificial sweeteners. and so on. Now, of course, as a dietitian, I know that we can make healthier versions of these things, but that actually is not what we're talking about right now. We are talking about these actual foods that we have called treats forever. So if you think about a cookie or any of the other foods that are treats, and you think about the refined flour and the sugar and all the other stuff in it, imagine if you said to yourself at the end of the day, oh, I've had a really hard day. I think I'm going to treat myself with some refined sugar and some refined flour. Ooh, and throw in some junky fats too. May I have 2 large boxes of that, please? Yep. That's what I'm calling a treat. This is how I like to treat my body. Oh, and add in some artificial color and flavors and some fakey chemicals as well. That is what I call a treat for my body. Now, I know that sounds a little silly and we might not say that, but that's actually what's going on. We just probably don't want to think about it like that. Pardon me, there's a cute little bug on my screen. But we generally don't think of processed foods as these treats. So what we're doing here is that we are looking at redefining what is really a treat for us. What has society labeled as a treat for us? We've made these foods be very special. We've given them a lot of energy. But what are they really? And they're really what we just said. But we've labeled them as treats. So thinking about what these foods really are and where they came from, and somehow they got that label as a treat. But we're seeing that maybe that's not really how we want to treat our bodies, our minds, our souls. Let's go ahead and see if we can release some of the energy of this. Releasing the label of these foods as a treat. That's what we're doing right now. We're taking the energy of this treat label off of these foods. We're just letting it go. It's like we're ripping that label off. It says treats on it. We're ripping that off. And we're seeing these foods for what they truly are. For the refined sugars, the refined flours, the added chemicals, the coloring, and so on. We're just taking off the label as treats. It's almost like we have the package and it says treats, and we're going to take that label off. Just notice how you feel when you do that. You've just taken the label of treat off of all these foods. We can still call them foods. We might still have them on occasion, but we've taken all the energy of treat off of these foods. Isn't that amazing? Congratulations, good job on that. Check in with your body now. Notice how you're feeling now that the energy of these foods as being treats hopefully has decreased. If not, you can certainly do more tapping on that, and I would encourage you to. This is a pretty important topic. So thank you so much for participating in that. We have more to come. We're going to do some more tapping on junk food as treats and why does your body feel yucky. Be sure to tune in for that. And also, of course, if you want to learn more about how to stop your cravings and emotional eating and change your mindset to have what you desire instead of what you don't desire, go to my website at excelweightloss.com/stop-emotional-eating and register for a complimentary session with me. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Hi, everyone. If junk food is a treat, why does it make my body feel so yucky? Good question, right? My name is Karen Donaldson from Excel Weight Loss Solutions. You can find me at Excel Weight Loss, EXCEL, weightloss.com. I am a registered dietitian and a certified EFT weight loss coach and a motion code practitioner. And today I'm really excited because I'm going to share with you how to tap on, if junk food is a treat, why does my body feel so yucky? This is another video in the series of junk foods as treats. And if you haven't already watched the other ones, please do so on this app or on my website or on YouTube. And you can go to excelweightloss.com for more information on that as well. So before we start tapping on this topic, why does my body feel so yucky if these foods are a treat? Tune into your body and feel, what does your body feel like after you have had these treats, like cookies or candy or a lot of bread or chips or crackers or ice cream or soda or wine or beer, whatever it is. Maybe you feel good in the moment while you're having that actual food or beverage, but how do you feel afterwards? A few minutes afterwards, a couple hours afterwards, the next day? Chances are you feel maybe tired or lethargic. Maybe you feel guilty or ashamed or embarrassed. Maybe your gut hurts. You have a headache. Maybe your joints hurt, or you feel bloated, or maybe you hop on the scale and you gain some weight and then you feel really bad. So write down on a scale of 0 to 10, how do you feel after you've had these treats? What's happening with your body, with your mind, with your soul? And on a scale of 0 to 10, rate that, with 10 being the highest number for I feel like crap after I have these foods. I have a strong reaction, a severe reaction. These foods really don't make me feel good. Write that number down for yourself. And then, of course, taking full responsibility for your own well-being. Let's go ahead and tap on that. Even though I'm not sure these foods are really a treat for my body, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I often feel like crap after I eat these foods, I love myself and I accept myself. Even though I eat these foods anyway, but I feel pretty yucky afterwards. Not just in my body, but emotionally as well. I love and accept myself anyway. And now tapping through the points, all of these foods that I've been calling treats. Feels good at first, at least while I'm eating them or drinking them. But after a little bit, I start to feel bad. Definitely feel guilty and ashamed and embarrassed. I often eat these foods in secret, so nobody will see me. That can't be a good sign. So many negative emotions show up. And I often feel worse than when I started. I thought these foods were supposed to make me feel better. And then there's my body. Sometimes when I eat these foods, I get a headache. My stomach hurts. I feel so stuffed that I feel like I might explode. Or my joints start to hurt. I feel really tired or lethargic. Or I get really bloated. I get on the scale and I've gained weight. I might not notice it at first, but this is definitely happening. What the heck? I'm trying to lose weight, not gain weight. Doesn't feel like these treats are being nice to my body at all. And there's my head. Logically, I know better, that I shouldn't eat these foods, but I do anyway. It's like I'm being tricked. Kind of like Halloween, right? Is this a trick or is this a treat? I'm really beginning to feel like this is a trick. These foods are not helping me. In fact, they are making me feel worse in every area, emotionally, physically, mentally, even spiritually. This doesn't feel like a treat for my body. It feels more like a trick. I am so glad to be tapping on this. These foods are not a treat. They are a trick. And I'm choosing to be done with the old belief that they're a treat. Just letting that go right now. I know what is really going on with these foods, and they are not a treat. There are so many better ways to treat my mind and my body and my soul. So I am releasing the energy of these foods being a treat. I'm letting that belief go. And this feels so great. I am so glad to be letting this go. I am letting that go now. Awesome. Now tune into your body again and notice how you're feeling. When you think about these foods as being a treat, are you still at a 10? Or was that number able to come down to an 8, a 6, a 4? Maybe it's completely gone. Chances are it's much lower than when you started. If not, of course, just needs a little bit more tapping. But let's celebrate. Woohoo! What a great job you did right now for bringing that intensity down and at least starting the process of letting that old belief go, just letting it be gone. I'm so excited for you. If you would like to learn more about how to let go of other emotions and beliefs that are keeping you stuck and to get into the mindset to stop your cravings and emotional eating, go to my website at excelweightloss.com/stop-emotional-eating, stop emotional eating. You can watch my free webinar there and also sign up for a complimentary session with me to learn more. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Hi, everyone. Today we are going to work on creating the mindset that you need to see healthy foods as a treat for your body. Woohoo! My name is Karen Donaldson from Excel Weight Loss Solutions. You can find me at excelweightloss.com where you can watch my free webinar and sign up for a complimentary session with me to learn more about what we're doing here. I am an EFT certified weight loss coach and an emotion code certified practitioner and a weight loss mindset expert. So many cool things we could do in that area. And today we are going to do some of those things to really shift into the mindset of healthy foods are a treat. It's amazing. There were some other videos that went along with this, three other videos. So be sure to watch those if you haven't already. You can find them on the EFT Universe app, on YouTube, or on my website. In the final segment of this series, we are going to learn how to create the mindset that you need to help us believe that healthy foods are a treat. Exciting, right? So, of course, it's important to let go of old beliefs and old emotions, but it is equally important to create new beliefs and new mindsets that lock in our new ideas so they can actually happen. So let's think about that for a moment. What would you like to have happen with your food? What do you desire to have happen instead of what's happening right now? Do you want to eat fruits and vegetables and consider them to be treats? Would a nice cup of tea in the evening be a treat for you? Would you like a treat to be drinking lots of refreshing water? Or maybe having regular meals? That would be a treat for you. You can create anything that you desire, and that is what we are going to do now. So take a moment and start writing down your ideas of what you desire. And then we are going to put them into affirmations. And while you're doing that, I am going to share some thoughts about the foods that I think of as treats, just to get your thought process going. So for example, fresh raspberries and strawberries from my garden, an amazing treat. A home-cooked vegetable soup with a nice source of protein, another treat. A quiet, relaxing breakfast every morning, huge treat for me. Coffee, good treat with some protein milk in it, awesome treat. And a huge salad with a lot of vegetables, a big variety of vegetables, and maybe some salmon on it, another treat. So I really truly see these foods as treats. I'm not on a diet. I don't do diets. I don't eat them because I should. Way past that, don't teach that to my clients as well, even as a dietitian. I eat them because honestly, I love my body and I love myself. And I love the way that these foods make me feel. I love that they support my health. They help keep me at my ideal body weight. I love the energy that they provide for me, all the nutrients, all the colors. So you're starting to get the idea here. All of those things that I just said can easily be turned into affirmations. And we're going to do that now so that you will know how to do that for your own statements, or you can certainly borrow mine as well. So turning what we desire into affirmations, we want to make sure we use the present tense and be very specific about what we want and not what we don't want. So we wouldn't have an affirmation of, I don't eat sugar. Then we've just put sugar right into that reticular activating system of our brain, and that becomes our focus. So we really want to focus on what we desire and leave out what we don't desire. So what would some of those affirmations look like? Eating fresh strawberries and raspberries are a treat. Perfect. I treat myself with quiet breakfasts each morning. What a lovely treat my coffee is with protein milk. Present tense, lots of emotion, very specific. My beautiful salads make me feel like a queen. I am so worthy of them. That's nice, right? My physical body feels great when I eat these foods and treat myself like this. I love how these treats of whatever you want to fill in the blank with support my health, and they keep me at my ideal body weight. It's a little bit of an art, but it doesn't take much. You can see how you can turn what you desire into those affirmations, using present tense, using some passionate words. So spend some time coming up with what you desire, and then you want to use this information. So put it on a vision board. There are many, many online vision boards. The one that I love is subliminalvisionboards.com. I personally know the owner of that, the app. She's a fantastic person. It's a great app, subliminalvisionboards.com. You can write them in a notebook and look at it every day. You can plaster your house with sticky notes of all of these fabulous affirmations so that you see them, you're repeating them, you hear them on a regular basis. We're creating new brain pathways here, and we want to commit to this process to really make it happen. Have fun with it, but be sure you do it. You do want to do this part. It's very important. Awesome. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this really important session on how to create the mindset that you desire. It's been so much fun to share this with you. Of course, if you want to learn more about what I do and if it's the right fit for you, go to my website at excelweightloss.com. You can find my free webinar and find a place to sign up for a complimentary session with me to learn more. Until next time, I wish you the very best.